Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am with Brian,
There is no light or beauty left in my world, but what's going on?
Jeremy,
Hey yo, what it do?
and Jake.
Hey guys.
And we have finally seen Let's Go Pokemon Eevee, Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu Edition. They are real, and we're going to talk about it.
Unsee it, can we?
But real quick, if you like this video, throw us a like. If you have any thoughts on these two reveals, please let us know in the comments below. And I think with that, we're ready to go. So, speaking of being ready to go, let's go. Basically, there was a reveal trailer for the first Switch Pokemon games. I'm going to do a quick rundown and then throw in a few caveats, and then I'll let Brian loose because I know he's got a lot to say.
No, I want someone else to go first.
Okay,
like,
so
between me and you.
So
Steam, dude.
he needs a buffer. So real quick, basically it's a Pokemon Yellow kind of reimagining, much like we thought. It's going to take place in Kanto, and you're going to have a Pikachu or an Eevee following you for the duration of the adventure. The graphics pretty much look like upscaled 3DS, but nice crisp HD. The kind of big twist on it all is there's no random battles, and you are not going to be able to battle the wild Pokemon that you encounter. So your battles are going to be relegated to trainers. Other things to kind of mention, there is pretty heavy Pokemon Go integration. You can switch Pokemon in and out between the two. There's going to be no breeding, no eggs, no Eevee, no IV. Only the first 150 plus Alolan forms. And there's a cool little pokeball accessory. So I think that's good. I think we're ready.
Oh boy. I can jump in because I was pretty into the trailer when I first saw it, but I was not aware of the fact that it was half of a Pokemon game.
Dude, it's a steaming fucking turd of a Pokemon game. I don't want. Oh,
So I haven't played Pokemon since Game Boy SP, but has there been co-op in the more recent ones? Because I noticed there's co-op, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, that is a cool thing. Yeah, this is really the first Pokemon game that has local co-op.
So I think that's fantastic. Like immediately when I saw that, I was like, "That's perfect." Me and my girlfriend love to play co-op Pokemon because I finished Zelda, I finished Mario, and I haven't picked up a new game since then. So this was going to be a good game that like the both of us could play. But I mean, I was hoping we would be able to just ignore the Pokemon Go because as much fun as Pokemon Go was at the beginning, I mean, like the four of us did quite a bit of Pokemon Go when it first came out. I'm not really interested in going out and trying to catch Pokemon with Pokemon Go again. But it doesn't sound like you can just ignore it.
it sucked. It's straight Pokemon
I think you
Go.
can. I think you can ignore it.
But you
Pokemon
can't
Go
trade.
when it came out, it was, no, you couldn't do anything. It was an embarrassment. It was honestly an embarrassment. When it came out, it was like PUBG except more popular. So like the fall on their face was even like more pronounced. They should have walked away from it and said we are done with Pokemon Go and Niantic, excuse me, and all that crap.
I think like
You go on.
I think like it or not, you do have to acknowledge that that has made just bonkers stupid money.
Right, and that's the problem. It's opened the fucking freemium or microtransactions, whatever you want to call it, Pandora's box that Pokemon is unfortunately perfectly set up for.
Well, and people are still playing Pokemon Go too. It's not like
Are they though?
they are.
They are.
Are
They
they?
are.
Yeah.
They are.
It's mostly people like younger than us, a little.
I
bit
don't know
younger than us,
anyone
but
who's playing Pokemon
Well,
Go.
that's
there-
because
there are
we're
people
adults.
still playing Pokemon Go.
I know many like a lot of my coworkers' kids and girlfriends' coworkers' kids. They all play Pokemon Go.
Well, and you
Okay.
see
I
like
still
the
see
younger kids in college playing it too. You see them
Mhm.
walking. It's pretty much everybody.
I see
over,
people
like,
on the trolley
21
playing
doesn't
it.
play it, but under
Yeah.
21, like there's quite a few people that play it.
I guess my reference is just skewed because everyone that I know played it when it first came out, and then
And
after
decided
like
it was
4
trash.
months.
Yeah.
Well, no, we played it. I played it for like a good 4 months, and then it wasn't fun anymore because the only game mechanic is you frantically tap your screen like an idiot when totally random Pokemon come up. That's the whole game.
And
So
then
it
you
was
buy
fun
stuff.
very initially, but there wasn't much to the game once you had been like, oh yeah, the Pokemon, they come up sometimes.
Well, okay, so back to Pokemon Let's Go. I'm pretty okay with it. I was very upset when I originally heard that you can't battle wild Pokemon. But then I kind of thought about it, and I do spend a lot of time running. So I don't know. I think there's a way that they can do this right, and there's a way that they can do this wrong. And the way that they can do it right is basically allow some form of unlimited trainer battles, because trainer battles are more fun than just like grinding Pidgeys. So some form of unlimited trainer battles, and I don't know if they're going to reward you with experience for catching Pokemon, but that does irk me a bit. The little bit of hope that I have is that this game already has the battle system in place for trainer battles, so they could like enable it retroactively. You know, they could before launch be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna fix that.
They're not going to do that.
They could.
They won't.
I just don't
not impossible.
see like.
It's
I never
not technically impossible, but they're not going to do it.
I never found collecting Pokemon to be that interesting. Like the whole thing was level up your Pokemon and get the best Pokemon team around. Like I just don't see how they're gonna keep people interested in this game if there's no leveling up Pokemon.
Well, there is.
I thought you could
Presumably through trainer battles.
Yeah, they're trainer battles.
Okay, because in Pokemon Go you can't level them up except for like combining duplicate.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see if some form of that persists. Like if you catch an Eevee, then your Eevee will level up. Or
Do you
if,
grind up your Eevee into Eevee burgers and feed it to your Eevee?
Right.
yeah.
And that's
I don't
the,
know, well-
like, that's what Brian says, the perfect like recipe for microtransactions.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Jeremy?
I'm probably in between, like Jake and Brian. Like I'm leaning towards the more negative. I'm not incensed like Brian is, but I've probably played the most Pokemon, I would say, of the four of us, at least in terms of recent entries. I played all of Pokemon X and Y. I've played a good deal of Pokemon Moon. The only ones I haven't really played are Black and White, and I think a big part of the game for me, I'm not necessarily a collector, but like Jake was saying, but I think a big part of the fun of the game is the kind of the thrill of discovery of like finding new Pokemon, and I think not having randomized encounters really kind of diminishes that. And also, again, like I really, really, really don't like the game mechanics of Pokemon Go. So the idea that whenever you want to catch a new Pokemon, unless they've added more to it, but from everything that's been released so far, it describes it as being similar. Like you just kind of like fling Pokeballs at the thing, and I guess sometimes it goes and sometimes it doesn't. Like there's no strategy to it. It could be, I agree that it could be fun sitting on the couch with your girlfriend or like whatever, or if you're much, much younger and you've played a lot of Pokemon Go, but it doesn't sound super interesting to me. This falls firmly in the category of like, if I had a Switch, I would probably buy it eventually, but this isn't making me rush out to get a Switch.
They have enhanced the catch mechanic decent.
But you can't fight them, so I
Well, you
literally
can in
don't
trainer
understand.
battles.
But not when you so like suppose I'm walking around and I see like a Dragonair sprite or whatever, and I walk over to it and I guess we're engaged in a battle now. So like it doesn't have HP, I can't whittle it down, I can't put it to sleep. You don't have to think about any of those things. Like I just fling Pokeballs.
It's gonna be like the Safari Zone forever.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. And even the Safari Zone is more sophisticated than that. At least you have rocks and
You have berries and stuff.
Berries.
in Pogo.
I guess. You
Yeah.
could
Well,
sweeten
so-
them up with some berries and improve the percentage chance that the ball will take.
So is your problem, is everyone's problem that you can't battle wild Pokemon? Like, is that
That's
the
a big
one?
problem.
That's
Okay.
a big problem.
It's what that
Are there any-
represents.
Are there any other outstanding?
Yes.
Okay.
I also just think I understand financially why they would move in the direction of Pokemon Go integration. That is going to age really poorly. That app isn't going to be supported forever. So this isn't the sort of thing that like Chris and I a couple summers ago went back and we played the fuck out of Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Fire Red and all that shit. That is not going to be, I mean, I guess it will be feasible, but it won't be fun because you're going to be doing like this, what I consider to be pretty dumb catch mechanic. All that integration will be gone. That sounds like it's, you can ignore it, but it seems like you're losing out on a lot of the intended game if you're not doing that. And I also just think that the game overall it just seems underwhelming. Like, those are all negatives to me, and there's no real countervailing positive. It's just like, I guess it's a Gen 1 remake, but a Gen 1 remake with like needless additions that seem like they're kind of worsening the game. I'm not super into remakes in general. I don't think the graphics look particularly thrilling. They're fine. But, so yeah, I guess that's the biggest things.
So for me, another thing that allowed me to kind of stomach this a little better was the fact that there is they basically confirmed in 2019 they're releasing another Pokemon game, and that is going to be like the quote unquote
That's the worst part of it.
core.
I wish they had
Worst
just done
fucking
that.
part of it.
Why is that the worst part, Brian?
Okay.
Here we
So-
go.
Are you ready?
He's been
So before I start talking, all right, Junichi Masada, I probably pronounced that wrong, but like he was the guy that made the original Pokemon games. He said that this was supposed to be like a reimagining of Pokemon Yellow specifically. If you've played Pokemon Yellow, think about what that game was like, and then think about the description of this game and how fucking disappointed you would be to have paid $60 for that. Like, oh my god, like this was like Pokemon was like, it was about like you were just like running around and like collecting shit. Like, I was not really like a catch 'em all type, but I like to see the little Pokeball next to the thing in the Pokédex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that was part of it for me, and like sometimes you were like, I gotta train, like the Elite Four just like fucking whip my ass. I gotta train my fucking Pokemon. Like, I want to just go back into the cave and just train my Pokemon against some Gravelers, right? And that was part of it. That was part of the strategy. This is just like walk through the game, throw Pokeballs at shit, and hope you get it strong.
So
Like,
if there was a rebattling mechanic on trainers, would that fix it?
How
'Cause-
boring do you think that would get? I was thinking about that. Like, okay, they've already fucking done that. Like, how many battle tower type things have there been?
Yeah, I mean, grinding golems isn't like a thrill.
No, it's not a thrill, but like you go back and you battle the same trainer. Like, I don't know, if you want to play the game and like have good Pokemon to battle other people, because that's the point of this, yeah. Like, part of the point of this is that it's got that online multiplayer, which, oh by the way, they've had since like 2008.
We don't know actually if they're gonna have online battle.
Well, I would assume that they would. It makes sense. It would make a lot of sense if they had something like that. And Jake said, online local multiplayer, I'm all on board with that. Limited to the original 151, I'm all on board with that. No eggs, that's cool with me. You can do like, you could have made something that like dad gives to like his kids on fucking Christmas, and he's like,
Tecmo Bowl.
This is Pokemon Yellow, right? This is Pokemon Yellow. I played this when I was a kid. It was the best, and like, I want you to experience it now. And like, cause like kids nowadays, if you hand them a Game Boy game, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" They're not gonna know how to wrap their heads around that. To be honest, it takes work. You have to think about it a little bit before like you understand how the game works. And I don't know, you can. this just seems like a fucking cash grab. It seems like Pokemon Coliseum, which was like, if you want to make a battle thing that you could just battle your Pokemon from Pokemon Go, either put that in Pokemon Go or port Pokemon Go to the Switch, right? Like, don't make this fucking cash grab bullshit. Like, and then they're gonna come out with a new Pokemon game next year. They're gonna come out with a main title one next year for the Switch.
Yeah.
They want your money, man. They want your money. This is gonna have all that bullshit. Oh, you ran out of Pokeballs. Like, you gotta drive 50 miles across town or whatever to go to a fucking Pokestop. Or you can pay us 99 cents and we'll give you 5 of them. You know, and like, it's like Jay said, there's no way of like strategically catching Pokemon. Like, I gotta get it down to 1 HP and no less, because otherwise it's gonna get knocked out. And
that's a huge part of the fun of the game, is like you go to like a fucking legendary Pokemon and like trying to catch a really
hours. I remember one time we were at a fucking swim meet and you were trying to catch I think it was Mewtwo. In Fire Red or something. And we, between the two of us, we spent like 3 hours and we didn't catch it.
That's what it's all about right there.
It was fun. And like, you weren't doing anything but like hit and throw the Pokeball. Is it gonna catch it? No, it's not gonna catch it. Oh, he woke up. I gotta put him to sleep again. Like, I don't know, man. There's an attraction to that. There's a simple, but you know, it's like, I guess it's almost like playing slots. It's the same kind of, like, is it going to work this time? Is it going to work this time? But it's not, that was innocuous. Like, it wasn't, the only thing you were wasting was your time. And I guarantee you this is going to have some tie-in where you can pay money to, like, make your Pokemon better, or you can pay money to, like, get better Pokeballs or something like that. Because that's what Pokemon Go was. Pokemon Go was a cash grab on the back of the Pokemon franchise. It was grabbing money off of people's nostalgia. That game was half-baked when it came out. It was garbage. I would probably at least still have it on my phone if the gameplay and the bugs and all the bullshit that game had when it came out wasn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was unappealing. Like, even the concept of it is like, but like, it would have been okay if it hadn't been for all the crap on top of it that they pushed out because they wanted to make money.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's what pisses me off.
I see kind of a positive light to the whole 2019 thing. I see this as a way. It is kind of a middle ground between Pogo and, you know, a quote real Pokemon game, and I think this at least this year is a good way to get people who only played Pogo, or, you know, maybe played one gen and then got into Pogo, it's like a stopgap. It brings, so basically it upsets people who played. Maybe they shouldn't have made this a Pokemon Yellow remake, I guess is what I'm saying. Maybe they should have just made it a Pokemon game.
They could have made it. They could have made it Pokemon Safari Zone.
Yeah,
run around and battle other people that you meet.
I think the fact that they pinned it to Yellow gave certain expectations that it was going to cater to, you know, older people who
have expectations.
Yeah. I think that hurt it. So I think in this case, at least, it's good that, you know, you're going to bring a fair amount of people on board for this half stop game, and then in 2019 you're going to bring even more people, because then you're going to get the hardcore people and some of these people who took the jump from Pogo to this kind of half stop and then go the full distance. At least that's how I see it. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot at least, but
the other well, at $60 though, that's
$60.
Yeah, it's gonna be $60. I get a discount, so. Yeah.
The other thing is, like, people are gonna be flinging those fucking Pokeball things through their TVs. You think the Wiimote was bad?
I do think the Pokeball looks pretty fucking cool, though.
It looks really cool, and then, like, how stupid is that gonna look when you have to put the obligatory wrist strap on it? You know, and like it reminds you every time you go to catch a Pokemon, make sure you have the wrist strap on. We're not buying you another TV. Idiots. Douchebags.
I do. I will just say on last thing on the Pokeball. I like that they made the middle part of the ball a joystick. I thought that was clever. But I don't know. Jake and Jeremy, do you have any thoughts on the 2019 thing? Because to me, that makes it a lot more tolerable. Like I'm gonna get this, 60-75% Pokemon game, and if I want it, I can play it. Otherwise, I'll, I know that it's not like this is where we're moving from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I guess, in total honesty, it's not intolerable that this Pokemon game is coming out. Because in the end, it's just they can release whatever game they want. It's disappointing that it's so clearly a cash grab with such a kind of revered game franchise that everyone loves. So the fact that a mainline 2019 game is coming out is really good news. But I think kind of the whole thing Brian was going on, it's just disappointing to see the cash grab coming out on such a revered franchise.
As the first, you're gonna have your Pokemon Coliseums and you're gonna have your Pokemon Black and White.
Well, I think this is I think Brian feels about this kind of how maybe you felt and how Zelda fans felt about Hyrule Warriors,
Yeah,
it's kind of
I get that.
an important franchise, and then you're but what if we made Street Fighter out of it? And
Well,
you're okay, I guess.
It's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah, you're right.
Although they literally do have that.
Hyrule Warriors, that was the first Zelda game on the Wii U. That was the first HD Zelda game, and it's not a Zelda game, but the first face.
I mean, but you even say that, you know what I mean? It is a Zelda game.
I mean, at the end of the day,
and this is going to be a Pokemon game.
Exactly. So, and for that to be the first impression, and the fact that they're saying, "Hey, we're going back to Kanto, Pokemon Yellow," I really do think that's what kind of hurt this the most. The fact that
I agree with you.
The fact that they're pushing Yellow so hard.
I think if they had done what Brian said and called it Pokemon Switch Safari
Adventures or some shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that people would have had really, really, really different expectations, and the response probably...
Make it a Pokemon Snap remake.
No, that I actually want.
Well, Let's Go is a pretty solid
cool.
naming
Let's
convention.
go fuck yourself. How about that?
No, I think Let's Go sounds stupid as fuck.
No, but
looking
at it, looking at it that
it's going to be fucking stupid.
Well,
that it's not mainline and that it's Pogo.
And
I don't know.
Now we know it's not mainline.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay
I think that was the other
$60
thing.
for it either.
So that was the other thing. In 2017, they said, we're working on a mainline Pokemon game for the Switch. So when all these rumors started, they were like, oh, this is it,
As we did.
Yeah.
I mean,
F.
B and I don't have a Switch anyways, so it doesn't really affect us, but...
I think if it was $30 at release, I would consider picking
Yeah,
it
that'd
up.
be different.
Yeah, because it's missing some of the features I'd like to see in Pokemon. They didn't innovate on top of the old games. They kind of just side graded everything into their cash grab. But it still could be fun. But I don't think I'd pay $60 for it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any kind of final thoughts on this? I think we're pretty well expressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna get it day one, so
Good for you.
Classic.
we'll know.
You get everything day one.
You gotta let the fans know how it is.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I'm willing to give it a chance. I mean, if they show some ridiculous shit at E3, I'll change my mind. But as it stands, I'm willing to give it a chance. When I think about it, the random battle thing,
It digs at you, man. It digs
Well,
at you. It's the
it
kind of thing
dug.
that keeps you up at night.
it dug at me, but at the end of the day, more often than not, I either run or mash my way through it. It's one of my least interesting parts about the games. I agree that catching them is not going to be as fun, and that is a big part of the game. But
The other thing, and this just occurred to me, not to prolong the conversation, but I worry that the overworld will feel really empty, because unless there's literally going to be a fucking Zubat everywhere you look, Like you're gonna be walking, dick, nothing. Oh, a Pokemon. And unless
There's no
like
mystery. There's no
no, but like also just literally you're going to run into Pokemon way less.
well,
And
because
so unless they dramatically alter the different ratios and percentages of which Pokemon you encounter and how often, like unless Pokemon that had been quite rare become like pretty common, then it just seems like you'll have to maybe travel quite a lot to bump into pokes, things like that.
but we'll have to see, I guess.
We'll have to see, I guess. Brian, do you want to send the troops off?
I need to go to my fucking happy place, man. You guys know what to do, you know. You crush that motherfucking like, click the ringy dingy in the top right, and smoke them if you got them. That's all.
Smoke them if you got it.
Smoke them if you got them.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.